My policy is that there is no cell phone use allowed in class at all for texting, emailing, calling people on the phone, and so forth, because it is a distraction in class, not only to the students who are using the cell phone, but also people surrounding them. A recent research that was reported showed that people who were sitting next to other people using electronic devices did not do as well on a test.
Snapchat.
I definitely have to say Snapchat.
Instagram or Twitter?
Reddit the most.
Probably Twitter.
A lot. Probably like 5.
Spend about 5 or 6 hours.
Like 3 and 5 hours at least a day.
3 to 4 hours a day.
Probably 5 hours a day.
Like 5. Like 12.
People are on it all the time, and you're a lot more likely to talk to someone online than you are face to face nowadays.
It does both good and bad.
Which social media do you use the most?
Social media I use the most, probably Facebook. Yep, Facebook would have to be. Not just because I use it for classes, but I mean, most of my family and friends are not in South Carolina, and as a lot of people use Facebook, I use it because I can keep tabs on people and catch up and see pictures and all that kind of stuff. So, Facebook would be what I use the most.
Okay. About how many hours do you spend a day on social media?
Even though I just said, yeah, I use it to keep up with things, I guess I'm also at the same time out of the loop because I don't spend too much time doing it. Hours per day, a couple at most, not maybe one.
Okay.
I have too much other things that I have to do, usually is what it is.
Okay. So overall, what would your take be on social media, coming from a person, like first, individually?
I mean, at first, when it first came out, it was like really interesting, and the fact that at a time where having online storage of files was very difficult to get, now you have these places where you could keep all of your pictures. It was like a depository or something like that, where you can just, there it is. You can profile yourself, keep tabs of all of your stuff that way. You know, if you liked a book or you read something, you could add it to the list of books that you've read, and it could tabulate things for you. Now, I'd say it's definitely changed completely away from that, and the biggest thing is the advertising. I mean, now when you like something, that also means that you endorse it, and that you're allowing for whatever that thing is that you liked to advertise on your Facebook or on your feed. So it depends on how you use it. I think Twitter can be really useful for like tech support and for, you know, promotional things and whatnot. But as an actual form of communication, I don't think Twitter is that great for that. It's more for a public communication, for announcements and things, which is really similar because that's kind of how the Facebook, what's it called? Your status update on Facebook would be. Like if you had an announcement, you know, your sister had a baby. What are you going to do? Well, I can post that on Facebook, and that way it's an easy way to let everybody know instead of making 40 phone calls, you know, something like that. So it's got its uses. It just really depends on how you want to use it. And if you look at it that way, it can totally take a negative spin on things, as many people will point out. It can make relationships and people more distant. It can damage language and how people actually type and talk to each other. But at the same time, it can also allow for people to be brought closer together